Is it recording? Right. I have here copies of letters that I'm going to go through. Not all of them. Not all of them. But there are some things that I want to say about the Urswick Secondary School in Hackney, East London. Right, first of all, before I forget, here is a list of about 25 unauthorized absences over a period of 7 months, which I've allowed to happen for a reason. Having said that, I haven't had any contact, no stringent interventions from any education welfare officer, not even a learning trust, and this has gone on for 7 months, and I've allowed it to happen for a reason. I've had no fines, by the way, because the Urswick school knows that what they did was wrong. Now there's something I wrote, and I want to read it. I wrote it because I don't want to forget anything. The Urswick Secondary School is a bad school. I'm not talking about the pupils or the standard of education. I'm talking about the staff. Staff like Mr. Rotimi, who is one of the assistant head teachers. Mr. Rotimi is the Special Educational Needs Coordinator with the responsibility of child protection, but abuses his position when he's ready. What he was hoping for was for me to arrive to collect my son at home time, only to find that he had been taken by the social services. There is a reason for this, but I'm only prepared to discuss that with a solicitor should I have to. The reason is a situation. It's all here. I'm only going to discuss that with a solicitor should I have to. Now, where was I? Right. This Mr. Rotimi tried to do this in April 2015 by telling lies to the social services about myself and one of my sons. But this so-called case was closed straight away. Let me just show it so that I don't forget. The case was closed straight away, and it's a letter dated the 5th of May from the social worker that he contacted. Since then, Mr. Rotimi has been denying my son to his right to the period 6 lessons, which he is in need of, as an individual education plan was set up for him when he was in year 6 in primary school. The individual education plan, by the way, these are copies that I have. Here's the individual education plan. Now, on the individual education plan, there are subjects that he needs help with: literacy and numeracy. One of these subjects have been deliberately denied my son by Mr. Rotimi himself. Now, where was I? Yeah. I have complained to an organization, and Mr. Rotimi was contacted by them, but he would prevent any meetings from happening by giving excuses. The main head teacher is Mr. Richard Brown. He knows everything about this, as this is supposed to be his school. He has also taken part in what Mr. Rotimi did, simply by doing nothing about it. It takes a lot more to be in a good school than having a good standard of education. And if head teachers can behave like that, then I would have doubts about the staff members. I would not recommend the Urswick Secondary School to any parent with head teachers like these ones. There are more lies that were told to the social worker, as she was the one who told me over the phone that it was a long list. And since April 2015, this has been withheld from me. So I myself don't know about the rest of those lies. Mr. Rotimi basically tried to make out that I was abusing my son and that I was keeping him at home to hide bruises. Now, where was I now? Where's this letter? I've already mentioned that I got a letter from the social worker dated the 5th of May confirming that this so-called case is closed. What he did was the social worker only revealed two things that he said to her. One of them is that my son had a head injury, and one of them things that he said was that my son was having unauthorized absences. Now, my son had enough absences in September 2014 when he started secondary school for the first time. I was in my kitchen in September. The school phoned me when I was in my kitchen, telling me that my son hurt his head. When I came to collect him, he had a bump on his head. This happened in the school premises. He was doing PE. Now, as for the unauthorized absences, here is a copy of a discharge letter proving that my son had an operation in September 2014. So he was off school for weeks. Now, the school has a copy of this, but the thing is, it happened in September 2014, the very first month that he started secondary school. He went to the social services and told the social worker that my son's having head injuries and having unauthorized absences. But the thing is, he did that in April 2015. Yeah, because the letter from the social worker, I'll show you again, is dated the 5th of May. So he used these situations to make out that my son, I'm abusing my son and I'm keeping him at home to hide the bruises. My question is, I mean, this happened in 2014. Why did Mr. Rotimi wait until 2015 to start making up all these things? It's because he's a liar. Like I said, this is a situation that I'm only prepared to discuss with a solicitor. He wrote me a stinking letter over a year ago, and I gave a heavy response. 9 pages, warning that Mr. Rotimi had better back off. He had better back off. He didn't like the response, so he got power mad. Now, I've done this, and with all the complaints, or should I say lies, that he's going back and forth to the social services up to now, there's no way I can send my boys back to school, not Urswick School, until something's done. This is my son's school. They like it there. They have every right to be in a school where they like, but not under those circumstances. I finish for now.